Today we're going to make cookies! We're going to make spiced almond thins. This has a little bit, well, the recipe calls for sour cream, which I don't have, and I don't feel like running out to the store. So an excellent substitute for sour cream is Greek yogurt. It tastes the same in a baked product. So that's what we're going to do, and let's just get started. All right, we are going to take 1 cup of butter, which is 2 sticks, and I have softened this at room temperature. 1 cup of brown sugar, tightly packed. There we go. Next, we need to sift some things together. Usually when it says in a separate bowl, stir together, I just put it, a bunch of different ingredients. I just put it through a little strainer into a second bowl, and that makes it really, really easy. And make sure that all of the other ingredients are incorporated together, which is the whole purpose of mixing them together. So 2 cups of flour. Pardon my reach. I'm running out of room here. I'm baking so much. 2 cups of flour. 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Sort of sift this together like this. At the end there's a couple of little pieces that were too big to get through. Next we need 1/4 cup of sour cream, and all I have is a Greek yogurt that I had sitting around waiting to be eaten. So I'm just gonna mix this little portion here and then measure out 1/4 cup, which is probably almost all of this, but not quite. Yep, there we go. And to this we add 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Spork. Mix that together. I've never seen another recipe where you do that, where you add the baking soda to the wet, so I'm not sure why you have to do that in this one. Although the description of this recipe is old world, so perhaps nobody's questioned why they've been doing it. They've just been doing it that way for 600 years. We are going to alternately add 1/3 of our flour to the butter and incorporate that. 1/2 of our sour cream or Greek yogurt mixture. And when using beaters like these, I sometimes just hold them right in the middle of the bowl, not touching anything, and put it on high to get all the smooshies off that will be flung off the beaters. Now we're going to add another 1/3 of our flour mix. This is more of a cake batter method. The method is for cake batters. Add in the last of our sour cream mixture. And the last of our flour mix. Last ingredient is 1/2 cup of slivered almonds. That's 1/2 cup. And I'm going to use an old-fashioned wooden spoon for mixing that in as soon as I get the rest of the batter the dough off of these. Of course, now if you have children, the easiest way to clean these off is to pop them in their mouths and let them lick the beaters. Sometimes you don't even need children for that. Sometimes husbands are great at this too. Now I'm just going to use a spoon and incorporate the almonds. Ta-da! Piece of your parchment paper. Put it down, or wax paper, or whatever you have. And this dough is slightly sticky for this method. It is not as dry a dough as some of the other refrigerator cookies that I like to make. So this one we're gonna sort of, so I wet my hands so the dough doesn't stick. And now I can roll it into, or sort of shape it into the log that I want. And I want this to be a pretty large cookie, but thin. I'm trying to use my hand as an extruder and to get the same. And with this one, it doesn't need to be, because this one is really difficult to mold or to roll. It's not difficult to mold. It's very malleable. What I'm going to do is to shape this into an oval or a rectangular shape. It's like this, and sort of mold it the way I want it to go. That way when I slice it, I'll have a different shaped cookie than all my other cookies. And now I'm just wrapping it like a little gift in its parchment paper. Grab your pen and write on there almond spice cookies. And then the temperature to cook it at 350 for 10 minutes. That way, if you're doing a bunch of cookies at the same time like I am, you know which one is which. I'm going to transfer these onto a spare cookie sheet and stick it in the refrigerator until it becomes nice and hard in about 3 hours. Okay, it's time to do our almond spice cookies. They are nice and hard. I'm going to try out my new Silpat mat. It's very interesting. So this side has what looks like cookie shapes already on it, and this side has numberings. What's that called? Inch measurements. So very interesting. Like I said, somebody gave these to me. I've never used them before. Let's try this one. Even though we have formed this into a rectangular log so that we have a rectangular shaped cookie. Let's get a knife out. Dun, dun, dun. And I am just going to score it so I know how many to get in each of them. So that's going to make 4 dozen. So I'm doing halves and halves and halves again. So this part will make 12 cookies. Let's cut that out and put the rest back in the fridge. We don't want this to ever get too warm. We want this to be nice and cold. Okay, so now we're just going to cut this in half, half again, and then in 3s. There we go. We're going to put these in a 350-degree oven for 10 minutes. We'll be back. So the almond spice cookies are done. Aren't they pretty? Why are you so close? Get away, get away. Aren't they pretty? We are going to let them cool and then take them off. And the way we're going to decorate these... Wait, did I come up with an idea? I did not. I'm not sure what to do with these. I think we might dip them in half in chocolate. Maybe we'll drizzle chocolate. Ooh, drizzle of chocolate would be good. Yeah, we're going to drizzle chocolate on these. So chocolate almond spice cookies. Yum.